Alright, hi again everyone. This is the introductory lesson for Hailstorm. So Hailstorm is actually a very difficult spell to use. It's the advanced level magic spell for ice. Unfortunately we don't have the advanced magic for fire and lightning yet. I hope that it comes soon, but you know, Nexon and DevCat for that matter. So there are a couple of ways that you can use Hailstorm. The amount of time that you're going to spend just charging the skill is extremely obnoxious. So it makes it very difficult to really do any damage without getting aggroed a whole bunch first. So I usually will charge it ahead of time and hit the orb, or if I'm in a shadow mission, if I'm in a dungeon, I'll open the chest, whatever, ahead of time, just so that I can already be ready. I don't have to wait and get aggroed, and here I'm trying to use my pets to keep myself alive all of a sudden. It's just not very useful. There are a couple of annoying things to note about Hailstorm. Well, that being one of them. The other thing though is that you cannot activate Mana Shield once the skill has started. So you need to be aware of that and activate Mana Shield ahead of time. Otherwise, when someone hits you, you're just going to take damage. And you're a mage, so you're probably squishy, and you're probably going to... Well, you're not necessarily going to die, but it's going to be a lot worse than if you start Mana Shield ahead of time. So go ahead and start Mana Shield ahead of time, and then it won't turn off. So the other thing to note about Hailstorm is that once you get it started, I'll get it started so you can see, it starts charging additional crystals on top of itself. So you hear the sound, 1, 2, 3, you see it getting bigger. That changes how powerful the spell is and kind of what it does. At 3 charges, it starts doing knockback and splash damage, and then it just gets more so as it gets to 4 and 5 charges. That's extremely important to know, because at 1 and 2 charges they're just going to keep running at you while you're trying to have enough time just to load another crystal so you can fire it again. They're probably going to hit you, and when you get hit while you're using Hailstorm, if you get knocked back, Hailstorm cancels, which makes it one of the most infuriating spells to use, and it costs a massive amount of mana, so it's not for the faint of heart. Let's see, let's have a look at how it gets used. Once it's ready, don't necessarily need to wait. So at 5 charges, see, it hit both of them because it has a bit of splash damage on it. And see, I'm about to get hit, and so now Hailstorm is cancelled. So that actually perfectly demonstrates what I was trying to spell out. The next thing I want to show is, oh great, is the different ways. Is this not? Fail. Okay, so I went to go into hard mode so that I wouldn't kill them immediately. Apparently I went into, I don't know, they're weak, so I don't know, maybe that's intermediate, maybe basic. These guys have high CP. The idea though is that you're able to use Lightning Bolt to charge up your staff so that you can use Thunder with it. If I can do it. You need 3 charges in order to be able to use Thunder, and then you'll see the thing change. Oh, oops, crap! I forgot I had a lightning wand. Well, at rank 1 Thunder, if you use it like that, you're going to be able to stun them for up to 6 seconds, and that's more than enough time to immediately start loading Hailstorm and get some crystals going, because once you can knock them back, you can keep them away from you. This is extremely helpful for bosses, which is typically where you'll use it. Especially, of course, note that enemies that have Mana Deflector, level 2, especially, well, any Mana Deflector, but especially level 2 and higher, you do not want to use Hailstorm against them, because they're just going to keep running at you. They'll be stunned barely, and you're just going to get hit, and you're out of all that mana, and it's just not worth it. You need to not use Hailstorm against something that has Mana Deflector. And you can tell when they have Mana Deflector because all your spells kind of knock against them and they don't do anything. It's extremely frustrating. Hailstorm, like Fireball, is what I consider a very offensive spell. It's not something I'm going to be using when I'm trying to be safe or protect players. Unless we're in a very easy dungeon. So I could probably use it here. Hailstorm. It's also ice-based, so Ice Mastery helps it. And that should actually be most of the information you need to know about it, except Hailstorm requires that you use some sort of staff to be able to cast. It doesn't matter if it's a Trinity staff or an Andrus staff, it doesn't matter. It just needs to be Trinity. I mean, it needs to be a staff, and so that's all you need to know about Hailstorm. I'll probably have more tactic-related videos and lessons later on. Thanks for watching. Bye.